Martinsburg. It's time for the excitement of West Virginia high school basketball, featuring the Martinsburg Bulldogs. Today's high school basketball broadcast is being brought to you by
Miller Honda of Winchester, the Mirius Group at Ameriprise Financial, Parsons Ford, Smallwood Small Insurance, Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, the Berkeley County Health Department, Luttrell LC Real Estate Attorney, Mike Folk for Governor, W. Harley Miller Systems, Carpet World, Bechtel Jewelers, Hagerstown Ford, the Brown Funeral Homes, WVU Medicine, and Panhandle Dumpsters.
And now, let's go courtside and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team with today's pregame show.
Number 2. That was a 29-10 lead as we went to the half. In the third quarter, it was an 11-10 scoring advantage for Martinsburg. It was a 20-point game after 3:42-20. And then coming out strong in the fourth quarter, it was Spring Mills outscoring Martinsburg 19-9 to get to our final score, 49-39. So recap of this one more 1-minute timeout to take. When we come back, we'll give you final stats from this one, and then we'll take another little longer break, about 3 minutes, and come back and start our pregame coverage for Martinsburg and Spring Mills on the boys' side, as both teams getting in their warm-ups as we speak. Back after this 1-minute timeout, this is West Virginia high school basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday. I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
Let's talk trash, because when it comes to trash, you have options. Panhandle Dumpsters is a local family-owned garbage hauling company serving both residential and commercial customers with weekly trash pickup, dumpster service, yard waste pickup, and bulk pickups too. Panhandle Dumpsters will give you a free trash can and provide curbside service for just $23 a month. Panhandle Dumpsters features a fleet of quieter, eco-friendly garbage trucks, thereby reducing the noise usually associated with pickup. Switch now and save up to 30%. Call 833-DUMP-STR, panhandledumpsters.com.
Welcome back into the post-game show. Time to take a look at some final stats from this one. Matt, I'll start with some individual numbers and let you finish off with some team numbers. For Spring Mills individuals look like this. Maya Griffin finished with 11 points, a strong second half after only having 2 in that first half. 6 for Ella Jones, all in that fourth quarter. 5 for Shia Domer, 2 for Sydney Bonire, 4 for Lataya McKenzie, 3 for Akili McGarg, hit a 3 in that fourth quarter, and 8 for Jada Brooks. For Martinsburg, it looks like this: 16 for Olivia Mayer, leading all scorers, then 6 for Prosperity Stitt, 13 for Ella Joseph, 2 Mackenzie Joliffe, 5 for Liana Holmes, 5 also for Morgan Andrews, and 2 for Morgan Bohr, a layup in that fourth quarter. Matt, some team numbers.
Well, Martinsburg hitting 8 3-pointers, albeit 7 of those came in the first half. The Cardinals hit 4 3-pointers in all in the second half. From the foul line, Martinsburg 13 of 18, that's 72%. Spring Mills 9 of 11, 82%. Spring Mills a much better job on the boards in the second half, but still got out-rebounded overall by 8, 39-31. And in the end, because of the struggles down the stretch, Martinsburg only at +2 unofficially in turnovers, as Spring Mills committed 18, but Martinsburg committed 16.
All right, there are your final numbers from this one. Again, your final score was Martinsburg 49, Spring Mills 39. The Cardinals dropped to 3-8, while Martinsburg improves to 8-3 on the season. All right, we're going to take a 3-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll start our pregame coverage for the boys' actions. They get in their warm-ups right now. That should give us about 10 minutes for our pregame show. Again, this coming after a 3-minute timeout back at the studio. One more time, your final from Game 1. It was Martinsburg 49, Spring Mills 39. Back in 3 minutes for more West Virginia high school basketball.
Hi, this is Eric from Hagerstown Ford. I keep telling you that Hagerstown Ford has completely changed the car buying experience forever. And with a return policy easier than Walmart, Hagerstown Ford has a goal to deliver 350 cars and trucks per month. And when I say deliver, I mean deliver to you, where you are, just like Amazon does. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. The only way Hagerstown Ford can accomplish this extremely aggressive goal is to make the car buying process fast and easy. We simply refuse to play the dumb back and forth games that most dealerships want to play. There's absolutely no reason for you to waste your precious time at a car dealership. I assure you, there is no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. that can beat our price. There's no dealership that will allow you to return your new car if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely has the best price, and we'll bring the car to you. And if you don't want it, return it, period. No questions asked. There's no reason to buy anywhere else. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience and get your new ride delivered to you.
Contact dealer for details.
Get the biggest savings of the year at the 2019 Big Finish event going on now at Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Martinsburg. How about an all-new Ram 1500 LTD over $10,000 off plus 0% APR? A 2019 Ram HD 3500 over $7,000 off. A 2020 Jeep Compass is only $21,266. The all-new Chrysler Voyager is $27,479 plus 0% APR. And a 2019 Chrysler 300 is only $24,815. Celebrate the 2019 Big Finish with the deepest discounts and lowest APR of the year. No money down, no payments for 90 days. Great selection, great people, and great deals at Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Route 9 at Kelly Island Road. Home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. Online at MillersChryslerJeep.com. Stock numbers 20126, 20017, 19347, 20135, 19232. All payments based on approved credit, taxes, tags, and processing fees extra. See dealer for details.
The level of care that I got at WVU Medicine was top-notch.
If you're not progressing in healthcare, you're falling behind.
Is really an integration, looking at a clinical care network, looking at the good people who can help push the envelope and raise the bar for delivering quality healthcare product.
To have my life back is absolutely a blessing. I am beyond thankful for WVU Medicine. I absolutely 100% have my life back.
My name is Monica. I'm an elementary school teacher.
My name is Mitch. I'm a graphic design specialist.
We have 4 children. Currently we have life and auto insurance with Erie. Our agent is helping us to move our homeowners insurance to Erie as well.
They've always been a good company and good customer service. If anything ever happens to me, my family will be protected.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
It's coming back a little bit. Thank you. Oh. And a very pleasant good evening, everyone. We do welcome you back into the Martinsburg Fieldhouse, having some fun as we get ready for the boys' action now on this girls and boys basketball doubleheader. It's the Martinsburg Bulldogs entertaining the Spring Mills Cardinals. Along with Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller. John Alderton running our TV10 camera. Eric Sterick is our producer and engineer. An abbreviated pregame show brought to you by W. Harley Miller Systems. They provide custom integration services from home and office automation to home theater, networking, audio, video distribution, and more. Give them a call at 304-350-1931 or find them online at WHMSystems.com. Matt, a battle tonight here between two teams that are really at a different place right now in their program. Martinsburg 6-2 coming in, looking for what would be their season high 4th straight victory, while the Spring Mills Cardinals are riding a season-high 5-game losing streak right now, 3-6 on the year.
Yeah, this is a Spring Mills team we saw over the Christmas New Year holiday for the Skip Fowler Memorial Basketball Tournament, and they were coming in with a 3-1 record. I think making people raise their eyebrows in the area with a team that was a bit of a question mark coming into the season, and 3-1 record at that point. You're going, all right, let's see what this team is about, and 2 tough games against North Stafford and Freedom that I think opened some eyes on the team itself as to, okay, it may have been a little bit of a premature celebration for the start of our season, and they have had a tough road of it since the start of 2020. Again, losers of 5 straight games, and right now I'm just trying to figure out who this team is personnel-wise. Talking with Coach Samples in our Miller Time program earlier in the day, apparently some players leaving the team just over the last couple of weeks, and that has allowed for the promotion, I guess is the best way, of a couple of JV and freshman kids to make their contribution at the varsity level. So I'll be interested to see the difference from when we saw this team a little under a month ago to what we see tonight. And for Martinsburg, it's a team that is 6-2. We've seen what the offensive potential is for this team. 107 points against Stafford. You know what the roof is for this team, but offensively have just, I don't want to say played to their opponents the last 2 weeks, because I don't want to take away from anything Musselman and Washington have done over the last 2 games, but it's been an offensive output that is not what we expected from Martinsburg following that 107-point outing for North Stafford. So, again, looking to see if they can get a little more consistency, I think, is the best word for this offense tonight.
Well, as you were talking about Spring Mills, you mentioned, Luke Samples is in his first year, and when you look at the roster right now compared to last year, there were only 3 returning players from a season ago and no returning starters. You look at how the roster breaks down, and there are 4 seniors, 5 juniors, 2 sophomores, and now 1 freshman, so not a lot of experience. And I tell you, it is hard to learn on the job at the AAA level, and especially here in the Eastern Panhandle where you've got some pretty good teams.
Yeah, you're playing Martinsburg, Musselman, Hedgesville twice in a season for each one of those teams. Jefferson, not a bad basketball team this year, and we saw Washington on Tuesday. They put up their own fight in each one of these games and can do something that not a lot of teams can do in the Eastern Panhandle, and have a couple of big bodies down low. So the Eastern Panhandle, it's a tough place to, as you said, learn on the fly for some of these younger kids.
All right, let's go ahead and take a 1-minute timeout. When we return on the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show, we'll begin to break down some keys to the game in this matchup. It's the Martinsburg Bulldogs hosting the Spring Mills Cardinals on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday, I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
Let's talk trash, because when it comes to trash, you have options. Panhandle Dumpsters is a local family-owned garbage hauling company serving both residential and commercial customers with weekly trash pickup, dumpster service, yard waste pickup, and bulk pickups too. Panhandle Dumpsters will give you a free trash can and provide curbside service for just $23 a month. Panhandle Dumpsters features a fleet of quieter, eco-friendly garbage trucks, thereby reducing the noise usually associated with pickup. Switch now and save up to 30%. Call 833-DUMP-STR, panhandledumpsters.com.
We are back once again here at the Martinsburg Fieldhouse as the Bulldogs get ready to take on the Spring Mills Cardinals on this Friday night. Girls action already in the books. Martinsburg getting the win over the Cardinals 49-39. Elsewhere tonight, Musselman is at Hedgesville, also in a girls and boys doubleheader, and South Hagerstown is visiting Jefferson in a girls and boys doubleheader. We'll be efforting some scores from those games as we go throughout the course of the evening here. Right now, Matt, time for keys to the game. They're brought to you by Luttrell LC. Let Chris Luttrell hand you the keys to your new home. For all of your real estate legal needs, call Chris at 304-267-3050. Let's start with the inexperienced, the young Spring Mills Cardinals.
Well, I'm going to cheat tonight because Coach Samples gave us the keys to the game when we had that interview with him earlier. This team wants to keep the turnovers down, and one of their big goals with a young team, and everybody knows young teams are going to turn the basketball over, or at least prone to turning the basketball over statistically. So he wants this team to stay under 13 turnovers. I think they're going to have to if they want to keep up with this very high-paced Bulldog offense.
All right, but you want to know how hard that is. This is a Bulldog defense that is forcing 17 turnovers a game out of their opponents, and 3 times this season through their first 8 has forced 20 or more.
I don't think you make goals that would be easily attainable. A goal is something you have to work for that may not happen, but is reachable, but not exactly easy to get to. But I think staying on, I think probably 15 to 16 turnovers. If this Spring Mills team can stay under that, I think that'll be a day for them, especially on the offensive end of the floor. And for Martinsburg offensively, I want consistency. We have yet to really see 2 or 3 games with them this year. I know only game number 9, but I'm going to go 2 games here. We haven't seen 2 consistent games offensively for them. I like the defense over the past couple of games, and it's kept them in a lot of these games and allowed them to not have the best offensive days, but I need to see some consistency from this Dogs offense and not settle for threes, not force shots. And I know it's going to be a team that gets up and down the floor very quickly, but be able to, I don't want to say settle for a half-court offense because you can still score in that, but don't feel the need to rush a pass, rush a shot, and force anything down low with the athletes you have, especially when you look against a defense that is young and inexperienced like Spring Mills.
Keys to the game brought to you by Chris Luttrell at Luttrell LC. Locally owned, they know the business, they're part of the community, and you'll win every time when it comes to your real estate legal needs by calling Luttrell LC at 304-267-3050. We'll take a 1-minute timeout, and on the other side of the break, we'll get into today's starting lineups as we get you ready for West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV10.
W. Harley Miller Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at WHMsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
If you hang the WVU Medicine sign, certainly has helped take us to another level.
Evolving what we try to do as physicians and as a health system and organization is the mission of WVU Medicine, and it's an exciting mission to be a part of.
With the knowledge and the years of practice that they've put into this institution, they know a lot. They can help you, and they've helped me a lot.
Having people treated locally enhances their overall care.
A little YMCA in the background as we get ready for this one here at the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. The Martinsburg Bulldogs come in averaging just under 72 points a game while giving up about 61 a contest. On the other side of the floor, the Spring Mills Cardinals, Matt, averaging just under 46 points a game while giving up about 56 a contest. They have got to find a way to slow down Martinsburg, and they've got to find a way to put some points on the board to stay in this one.
Yeah, and this is a Spring Mills team that is not too far removed from a under 30-point output against Hedgesville. Last week, wasn't it? Last Friday, so just a week ago, it was under 30 points for them. So this is it's going to be a tough task. Again, the best part, I think, of Martinsburg's team so far this year, at least the most consistent aspect, has been that defensive end of the floor.
Now we are getting ready for the introduction of the starting lineups to the crowd here. We'll bring them to you as well. Lineups brought to you by D&N Auto Specialist. If your vehicle is not starting properly, start at D&N to get it fixed right the first time. Family owned and operated since 1974. Phone them at 304-267-4078. Let's begin with the Spring Mills Cardinals. They are 3-6. They're led by first-year head coach Luke Samples, assisted by Greg Alfred, Mark Sawyer, and Jason Jones. As we get it started, it's Terrell Moses, a 6'1 senior who starts at guard. Jacob Gill is a 6-foot freshman. He is a starting guard. Jordan Carroll is a 5'9 sophomore. He will be a starting guard. And, Matt, you got to help me from there.
Number
Quincy
10.
Ray, a 5'10 junior, is a guard. And then the last one?
Malachi Baker.
There you go. I could not see Malachi Baker. I guess he's the one still with the warm-up jersey on.
Not anymore. There's a big number 10 down there.
All right, let's go to the Martinsburg Bulldogs. They're led by head coach Dave Rogers in his 41st season, 771 wins, 222 losses, assisted by Bruce Fowler, Richard Moore, Chris Berg, and Darrell Smith. For the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Trey Sager is in the starting lineup. He's a 6'3 junior forward. Also, Telrin Villa, a 6'3 senior forward. Garrett Stubbs is a 6'1 junior guard. Teddy Marshall, a 6'2 senior guard, and Anthony Smith is a 6'1 junior guard. So there you go, starting lineups for both teams, and brought to you by D&N Auto Specialist, where honesty is their best policy. They specialize in exhaust alignments and tires. Give them a call at 304-267-4078. We'll keep it here as the game will get underway, as we had the national anthem prior to the girls' game earlier. Matt, this will be the 18th meeting between these two teams. Spring Mills opened its doors in 2013 into 2014, and Martinsburg's gone 17-0 in these matchups.
Yeah, it's what you would expect. You have a AAA power that's been consistent over that time in Martinsburg, and Spring Mills, we've seen them have individual athletes over the past several seasons, just have not been able to put it together and really play dominant team basketball. And if it's an individual against a team like Martinsburg, you're not going to be too successful. As Quincy Ray not even jumping on that jump ball, an easy one for Telrin-Villa, back to Anthony Smith.
Yeah, they basically concede to Telrin-Villa, and Martinsburg has the basketball. They shoot at the hoop to our left. Teddy Marshall bouncing down inside, intended for Trey Sager, off his hand, out of bounds, and the Dogs turn it over on the opening possession.
Good thought for Teddy Marshall at that foul line. Went kind of completely around with the basketball, and then a two-handed bounce pass. I think just a little too quick for Trey Sager, and it would have been a tight window, so maybe Sager wasn't even ready for anticipating that basketball coming his way.
Baker beyond the arc on the left side, going to give it off along the sideline. That was Jacob Gill, the freshman, who had it momentarily. Out top to Terrell Moses. Back to Baker on this right wing, guarded there by the Bulldogs' Trey Sager in the traditional Martinsburg man-to-man, and a 5-second violation as Malachi Baker, the junior, held it too long with Trey Sager in the vicinity.
Yeah, got the 5-second call. It held the basketball for a good 10 to 12 seconds, so a little lenient on the 5-second call, I think, and probably could have been a whistle could have been blown a bit earlier. Either way, it's a turnover, Martinsburg basketball.
Anthony Smith into the front court, down the right side of the lane, turns, gives it off in the paint to Telrin-Villa, knocked away from him. Basketball still loose. It bounces around like a pinball off some legs and eventually picked up by Moses. Terrell Moses into the front court, bangs into Garrett Stobbs, who hits the deck. No foul called. Moses misses the shot, and Martinsburg comes the other way.
And Terrell Moses has got to know that Garrett Stobbs is not a guy that's going to play defense down low often, so I like that take as Stobbs misses the three.
But the rebound down inside for Trey Sager, immediately tied up by Quincy Ray, and the possession arrow is going to give it to Spring Mills. Give them a team rebound.
Yeah, after not getting that jump ball, the possession arrow immediately going to them, and I don't even want to say not getting it, not even attempting to get to the jump ball.
Terrell Moses passing down low, finds an open Quincy Ray in a double team. Ray tries to go up for the shot. It is blocked. He hits the ground. A whistle blows, and we will have a foul on the Bulldogs. Question who? And it goes on Trey Sager. Sager and Anthony Smith were there double teaming on that one, low post right side.
And it looked like that was a case where Quincy Ray going up, I don't think had any desire. I think it would have been a prayer if he actually made a shot in that situation. I think his intent was to get to the line and have two foul shots. As he back to the basket, kind of went up with both hands, underhand it looked like, so he connects on the first one, and the second one rattles around, does not fall.
Well, mission accomplished. He did get to the line. Trey Sager grabs the rebound on the missed second free throw. 1-0. Spring Mills, a minute and a half into this one. Anthony Smith running the point. Around the screen set by Telrin-Villa at the top of the key. Gives to Teddy Marshall. Right corner three is on the way and good. His 13th on the year. And the Bulldogs have their first lead.
And what a quick release for Teddy Marshall. It was a quick pass by Anthony Smith to the outside. And you saw the eyes of Teddy Marshall. It's going to be a quick shot, and he knocked it down.
Carroll from the right side. His floater outside the paint. Off the mark, no good. Moses with the rebound. His putback attempt is rejected, and Sager comes away with it. Bulldog basketball with that 3-1 lead. Anthony Smith giving to Stobbs in the left corner. His three short off the rim. Smith gets the rebound along the baseline in a double team. Tries to throw it out, but stolen by Ray. I've got 3 Bulldog turnovers already. Got to do a better job with the ball. Terrell Moses into the front court. 3-1 Martinsburg. 5.5 minutes left in quarter number 1. Gill with it. Sending over on that left sideline to Baker. Between the circles to Carroll, and around on this right wing to Moses. Again out top to Gill, the 6-foot freshman. Now along the right baseline. Pulling that one in, Carroll. Can't do anything with it. Sends to Ray in the left corner. Is 3 short off the rim. Rebound Anthony Smith. Smith into the front court. Slows it down. Weaves through some traffic. Gives to Sager on the right side. Skip pass to the left side of the floor to Teddy Marshall. Marshall driving in, fouled. Banks it up too strong, but 2 free throws are coming.
With how quick Teddy went up with that first three, I think more open three that second time, chose to go with the hesitation and to take it right to the rim. But surprised he did not go up for that three, but he'll have an opportunity for 2 at the line. What was a strong take to the rim on the left side?
Quincy Ray with the reach-in foul, his first and the team's first. And at the line, Teddy Marshall, a 70% foul shooter, puts it in. He's now 22 of 31 from the line this season. Second free throw up. This one rattles out. No good. Telrin Villa, the offensive rebound, knocked away from him and out of bounds. And let's see. 2 officials getting together, and it will stay with Martinsburg. Telrin Villa, the Bulldog leading scorer, 22.3 a game. Teddy Marshall second in line at 15.3, and then Anthony Smith at 11.8 a game. The Bulldog three-headed monster, if you will. Teddy Marshall hesitates, drives into the lane, draws contact, and again will go to the foul line. That's going to probably be on 3, and it is. That is Jacob Gill, the freshman, his first, team's second. Marshall back to the line where he made 1 of 2 just moments ago. Low scoring early on, 4-1 Martinsburg. And we'll make it 5-1 with the foul shot up and good. 4:54 to play, quarter number 1. Couple of dribbles and the next foul shot up and good. Teddy Marshall putting it up and through, and he's got all 6 of the Bulldog early points. 6-1 Martinsburg. Baker with it on that left sideline, guarded by Sager. Giving to Gill out top. To Moses down the right side of the lane. He passes on the right wing to Carroll. Carroll driving in, shot short. Just didn't get enough on it. Came off the backboard and the side of the rim and back the other way. Teddy Marshall. Ball taken away from him. Another turnover. 4 for Martinsburg. And now Moses in the front court, giving off that pass to Gill. Gill picking up the dribble, needs some help. Bounces along the near side, but stolen, taken away by Anthony Smith. Smith down the floor, contact as he floats it up with a right hand, strong off the backboard, and free throws will be coming.
And that's not a foul that Carroll needs to make. He was in good position, moving the feet, and Anthony Smith going in a little off balance, kind of going away from the basket. And that's a play where you just got to keep those feet moving and make him take a bad shot.
Jordan Carroll with his first, team's third. Free throw no good for Anthony Smith. Smith's down to 64% from the line, 9 of 14 after going just 1 of 4 last time out at Washington, and was only 1 of 2 against Musselman. That was after a 7 for 8 performance against Stafford. He does get this one to go. No, missed them both?
Yeah, missed them both. That one rolled around and did not fall either, Matt.
My apologies. So he missed them both, and we're in the other end. Spring Mills basketball. Moses dribbling through the paint, passes out in the left corner through the hands of Jacob Gill and out of bounds.
Yeah, and Gill was going to have an open 3 in that left corner, and you saw the alligator arms a little bit. Didn't go get that basketball fully and was trying to pull it back in before it got to his chest. And it's going to happen when you're a freshman. The eyes get a little big when you see how open of a 3 you can bring that basketball in.
Just me or a little sloppy start to this one?
Very.
Telrin Villa down the left side of the lane as the ball poked away by Malachi Baker, but a whistle and a foul. That foul will go on Baker. 6'2 junior, one of only 3 returning players who saw any time on the varsity level a season ago. Terrell Moses and Kevin Whitener, the others. Telrin Villa with the foul shot off the rim, no good. He's a 69% foul shooter. Martinsburg has now been to the line 2, 4, 6, 7 times. Make it 8 times, and they've made only 3. Villa misses them both. 6-1. Martinsburg in front. Moses double-teamed along the near side. Dorn Smith got a hand on it, and it's a held ball and a turnover. So Dorn Smith was not in the starting lineup, but is in to spell Garrett Stobbs and quickly makes his presence known on the defensive end. Teddy Marshall into the front court, double screen at the top of the key. He'll pull up for 3, rattles in and out, no good, and the rebound Terrell Moses. Moses outlet pass taken away by a hustling Teddy Marshall. Knocked it to the hands of Dorn Smith. He gave to Trey Sager cutting to the basket. Sager lost it but out off of Baker. Martinsburg maintains possession.
Martinsburg's defense doing a very good job trapping Spring Mills, and all the Cardinals picking up their dribble immediately without looking for a pass when they get into that trap. And another foul down low, so I think this one's going to be a second on Gill.
Telrenvilla took that inbounds left of the lane, worked to his right into some traffic, and as he turned back to his left, tried to split a double team, and the personal will go on. Looks like Quincy Ray as they put it on the board. It'll be a second. So Ray picks up foul number 2, and now on the inbounds, the Bulldogs get it deep on the left side of the floor to Teddy Marshall. And as he made a pass in the lane, we've got a foul away from the ball, and that'll be on Malachi Baker, and that's his second foul. And Coach Samples going to be down maybe to a game of attrition. The Bulldogs work it in to Telrenvilla. Low post left side, shot rolled around the rim and out, but he tips it up and in.
Yeah, Coach Samples wants a timeout, and his team defensively right now just a step behind on everything. Looking at the team fouls so far, 6 already on the team for the Cardinals, and just looks like they're a step behind and lunging for the basketball instead of moving the feet and getting in the right position.
A timeout for Spring Mills. Looks like it will be a 30-second timeout. We will keep it here. 8-1, the Martinsburg advantage. Neither team off to a great start in this one, as the Bulldogs struggling from the foul line. If it's just 2 shots from the floor. Teddy Marshall with a 3 and the recent putback basket for Telrenvilla. Quincy Ray, 1 of 2 from the line for the only point so far for Spring Mills. In the midst of this 5-game losing streak, the Cardinals are averaging only 41 points a game.
And you knew Martinsburg was going to do this as they start in the trap. Spring Mills barely able to break it here and have had trouble in the trap so far. I expect Martinsburg to do that for the majority of the game tonight.
Daniel Wingfield is checked into the lineup. He fires a 3 deep from the left side, off the mark for the Cardinals. The rebound to Anthony Smith. Long outlet ahead to Teddy Marshall. Lobs it to the rim for the alley-oop. 2-hand slam dunk from Telrenvilla.
Not only was that a great dunk by Villa, but a great pass by Marshall. And that was the first time we had really seen Martinsburg able to go up the floor and play the offense they want in transition. I think we're just waiting for Martinsburg to have that one trip up the floor. There was a foul call at this end of the floor on Teddy Marshall, a little bump, but you can see everybody playing a little bit more relaxed now on defense, now that on the offensive end able to do what they want.
And Teddy Marshall with a bump foul, and now we get a steal at the midcourt stripe, and Dorn Smith goes in for the hard one-hand slam dunk. Turnover turning into 2 quick ones, and it's a 12-1 Bulldog lead. And another turnover in the backcourt. Telrenvilla picks up the loose ball, gives it to Teddy Marshall, and the lay-in is good. Just like that, the Martinsburg lead is 14-1. Head coach Luke Samples needs another timeout. This will be a full timeout. We'll take 60 seconds as well. 2:10 to play in quarter number 1, and Martinsburg now leads by 13.
Floodwaters can spread E. coli bacteria. Here's Bill Kearns from the Berkeley County Health Department about what to do if your well is tested positive.
If it's just a one-time contamination, you can superchlorinate your well, which we have instructions at the health department. They could call and talk to us. You're providing an excessive amount of bleach down the well. Then you do a runoff to get that out of the system, to get the bleach through your lines, get any contamination out there. You do a runoff of so long, and then you can have it tested again.
The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court in Martinsburg. Call 304-263-5131.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Well, it's a 14-0 Bulldog run after Quincy Ray made 1 of 2 free throws very early in this game.
And really it's been the 6-0 run out of the last about 25 seconds of game time.
3 from the right side for Jordan Carroll off the mark. The Dogs with the rebound, and the long down the floor pass. Another alley-oop intended for Telrenvilla, but off his hands and out of bounds.
Watch out down there, Jess Will to the Journal. Right in the line of fire right there. Basketball coming right at the camera while she was taking a picture.
Wonder what that one looked like. Pass to Quincy Ray at the high post to Bakerill on the left baseline. 10-foot jumper up and good. Malachi Baker, 6'2 junior, gets the first shot from the floor for Spring Mills. They're down 14-3.
And if Spring Mills wants to claw back into this game and stay in this game, they're going to need to make the open shots, and Martinsburg is going to give up with that trap defense.
Dorn Smith with a deep three from the left side off the mark. Great rebound by Trey Sager with a no-look pass to Telrin Villa. He makes the bucket and is fouled. That's on Quincy Ray.
Foul number 3 on Quincy Ray, and that's a bad foul for him. Telrin Villa in front of him, so trying to go over the back of a clear size mismatch as Telrin Villa misses at the line once again, now 0 for 3.
And the Dogs are now 3 for 9 from the line. Ray at the top of the key gives a little ball fake, passes along the near side to Carroll, who has it knocked away from behind by Anthony Smith, out of bounds, staying with the Cardinals.
And Quincy Ray got away with a little bit of a walk right there. Took 2 steps, faked to his right, and then took another one before dishing out. So Spring Mills catching the breaks. It'll be an inbound on their baseline.
16-3 is the Martinsburg advantage. Driving into the lane, the freshman Gill gives to Baker. His pass to the cutter through the paint. Carroll short jumper off the mark, got his own rebound and put it up and in. So the basket is good, and we'll have a quick timeout for the substitution. So Jordan Carroll able to get that bucket, cutting the deficit to 16-5. Garrett Stobbs back into the lineup for Martinsburg. Anthony Smith comes out. Smith having a little bit of a trouble there on the bench. I'm not sure what it is, as the Dogs work it to Dorn Smith in the left corner. Air ball too strong on the 3. Sager backside rebound, got it to Telrin Villa. Villa in low post right side, splitting 2 defenders, draws contact, and looks like he's going to, go to the line. Nope, they'll call it on the floor. Foul goes on Jacob Gill, the freshman. That's his second.
But when you look at the team fouls, it should be the bonus by now, and it will be.
Yes.
So a foul on the floor, but he will take some free throws.
All right, so Telrin Villa, front end of the 1-and-1, and got it. Finally, a foul shot good. The Dogs now 4 for 10 from the line here in quarter number 1.
And you say finally, they're only shooting 33% before that. That's not awful. I'm just kidding. That was not a good way to start. They knocked down free throws to a much bigger lead than it is right now, in 18-5. They're already playing well offensively.
Under 40 seconds to play in our opening quarter. Down the right side of the lane, Terrell Moses with an extra step as he was drawing contact, could not maintain his balance, and it's a turnover. I've got that as the 8th Spring Mills turnover of the opening quarter. Inching closer to the 13.
Yeah, one of the keys to the game was to keep it really under about 15 or 16, and they're halfway there through the first quarter of action, so not on a great pace to stay under 20.
Teddy Marshall with it out top to Dorn Smith beyond the arc on the left wing. Back out top to Stobbs, again to Smith. He started to drive, passes into the paint to Telrin Villa, and the 14-foot jumper up and good.
And Villa just so smooth on that jump shot. Straight up and down, that right arm a perfect L when he went up. Very fluid.
Would you believe he quietly has 10 points already in the opening quarter? Shot from the top of the key for Terrell Moses, off the rim and the backboard, no good as the horn sounds. And we will be back with quarter number 2 from here at the Fieldhouse. Right now, all Martinsburg leading Spring Mills 20-5.
Prepare for what's next, or to plan ahead. We're here. Brown Funeral Home, a legacy of service since 1880.
Carpet World is more than just carpet. Carpet World specializes in a complete selection of hardwood floors by respected names like Armstrong, Bruce, Shaw, and Mohawk, and tile by Dowell Tile, American Oleum, and Mannington for all rooms in your home. And Carpet World can update your bathroom shower with very attractive ceramic tile walls and floor. Financing with up to 12 months deferred interest is available, along with experienced quality installation at Carpet World, 2330 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. CarpetWorldofMartinsburg.com.
John Alderton, as I had a cough there during the break. I'm Matt Miller back at the studio. Eric Starrick, 25. Martinsburg out in front. Spring Mills basketball, and Terrell Moses dribbling through a double team after taking the inbounds near the midcourt stripe, fouled, and the personal on Teddy Marshall. That's now his second. See what head coach Dave Rogers will elect to do. He just gives the indication, hey, Teddy, you got to play smart.
Yeah, I think at this point in the game, I think you keep him in. If he gets a third, then it's going to be in big trouble. But he's a smart enough player. I would imagine he can play safe defense, especially being out at the top of the key.
Terrell Moses with it on this right wing. Gives off at the high post to Gill. Gill gives right back to the cutter, and Moses to the basket. Has it come off the back of the rim. Trey Sager the rebound.
Good job by Moses splitting a couple of defenders and getting to the basket. Good take. Just couldn't quite convert.
Garrett Stobbs from the left corner. His three rattles in and out. No good. Rebound was tipped, and it's controlled by Baker.
And Stobbs now 0 for 3 from beyond the arc. Not up to par so far for him.
He and Teddy Marshall each had 12 coming in to lead the team. Marshall has one already, so he's now in the lead with 13 threes. Kicked the ball far side off the foot of Trey Sager. Got into that passing lane along that far sideline. Baker now to trigger the inbounds. Lobs to Moses in the backcourt. 1 minute gone by here in quarter number 2. All Martinsburg with a 20-5 advantage. Wingfield on the left side of the floor, driving into the lane. Shot blocked by Telrin Villa. A whistle. And let's see what we're going to get. That can't be on Telrin Villa. We got a hold of some sort on Trey Sager.
Sager was underneath, right to the right of Telrin Villa, so I guess they're saying maybe the off arm. It definitely wasn't with the shooting arm because that ball clearly blocked by Telrin Villa. As the first foul shot no good for Wingfield.
Wingfield is a 5'9 senior, one of 4 seniors in the lineup and roster for the Cardinals. Second foul shot on the way. Oh, a little strong and wide to the right as well. Rebound Trey Sager. Outlet up the floor to Teddy Marshall along that right side. Fakes on the three before passing to Stobbs. Stobbs giving it off to Sager. Right back to Stobbs down the left of the lane. Shot wouldn't go. Villa the rebound, and he's fouled on the way back up. Boy, we're seeing some nice give and goes on both ends of the floor, but unable to finish when they get to the basket. Malachi Baker commits the personal. That will be his third. For Coach Luke Samples, he's got some guys in very early foul trouble. Telrin Villa good with the foul shot. He's got 11 points. Dogs were just 5 of 11 from the line in that opening quarter. That's the first free throw here in this second quarter. Kamarian Dow into the lineup. Luke Fowler as well for the Bulldogs. Sager and Dorn Smith both sit down. Telrin Villa makes both foul shots. 22-5, Martinsburg out in front.
After Villa missed his first 3 from the charity stripe, he's knocked down his last 4.
Wingfield on the left side gives to Moses. Moses out top, guarded by Teddy Marshall as the ball poked away. And wait a minute, are we going to get a foul? I thought we just had the ball knocked out of bounds, but no, we get a foul on Kamari and Dow on the reach-in. So that's why the ball went out of bounds. Dow picks up his first, 5'9 sophomore guard. Meanwhile, Logan Clements, a 5'8 junior guard, checks in for Spring Mills. Cardinal basketball, Baker triggering. Baseline right of the basket. Goes down low, intended for Moses. Through the legs of Garrett Stobbs, loose on the floor on the far side. Diving after it and saving it was Jacob Gill. Now the ball on the near wing to Clemens. His deep three off the mark. Rebound Garrett Stobbs. Outlet up the floor to Teddy Marshall. Along the left wing, he'll dribble down to the baseline, goes for the reverse layup, was under too far. Baker may have got a finger on it as well. Terrell Moses comes away with it, but then throws away the outlet, stolen by Garrett Stobbs, but his pass intended for Villa, right past him and out of bounds.
You say his pass off the dribble went behind the back with probably as sharp as a pass as he could do normally, not going behind the back, and I don't think Villa was expecting it.
That was a chance there. You know, Garrett Stobbs was looking to get another open dunk opportunity for Villa, who gets off the floor so well. So Spring Mills basketball, under 6 minutes to play first half. Gill out top, sending along the near wing. Driving in is Carroll, and his layup from the right side floats in and out, no good. Stobbs the rebound into the front court, behind the back dribble. Runs it down on the left wing. Gets it to Luke Fowler, his left corner three. Off the back of the iron, and Moses grabs the rebound. Passing ahead to Wingfield along that left side. Out top to Gill. And again to Moses, driving in from left to right, draws contact and is shot off the top of the backboard. No good. But 2 free throws coming as the Bulldogs' Luke Fowler has his first foul.
That's a heads-up play by Moses. Got past one defender that was Tellerville in the lane. Saw Luke Fowler coming in and knew that he was going to be about a step late getting into that low block and used that body to draw contact and get to the line. Heads-up play by the 6'1 senior.
Terrell Moses at the line, good with the first free throw, the 6'1 senior. On the board for the first time tonight. It's the first point of this second period for Spring Mills. This free throw short off the iron, good box out as Garrett Stobbs grabs another rebound. He's doing well on the boards in this one.
He is, and going back even to Tuesday night at Washington.
Teddy Marshall on a drive, goes to the left hand, wanted a foul on the contact, doesn't get it. Rebound Terrell Moses down the floor to Jordan Carroll. Left of the lane, he floats it up and in. 22-8. Martinsburg out in front. Garrett Stobbs on the right wing. Gives it off to Fowler in the corner. Passes to Villa, cutting through the lane, but off his hands it's a turnover as Moses takes the loose ball. Started down the right side of the lane, backed it out into the corner, has to give it to Wingfield. To Gill between the circles.
And if you're Moses right there, you got to understand that Teddy Marshall's got 2 fouls and go right at him. Not a heads-up play for Moses.
Jordan Carroll picks up a loose ball deep on the right wing, gets into the paint, and his floater up and good. 22-10. Spring Mills back to within 12. Telrin Villa down to the baseline, passes back out on the right wing to Garrett Stobbs, who drives it to the basket and banks it up and in. First 2 for Stobbs.
And I'm not sure if it's something the coaches said to Stobbs, but the last 2 or 3 games, seeing him drive to the basket a lot more, seeing him down low, getting rebounds a lot more. It really started in that Washington game on Tuesdays when I started to notice it, at least, and is doing a really good job driving towards the basket, not just settling for threes on the outside.
Daniel Wingfield with a pass in the lane intended for Terrell Moses. Got poked away, stolen by the Bulldogs down the floor. Teddy Marshall left wing, 16-footer off the mark, and the rebound out of bounds off of Kevin Whitener. 6'4 senior forward into the lineup for the first time tonight for Spring Mills, and looks like he's going to come out as David Bitterai checks in. Kamarian Dow has come out as well for Martinsburg. And now Jess Sutherland comes in to give Telrin Villa a bit of a breather. So Kamarian Dow came out. So right now we've got Fowler, Sutherland, Stobbs, Dorn Smith, and Marshall on the floor for Martinsburg. Inbounds to Stobbs on that right sideline, turns and passes out top to Teddy Marshall. Dribbles off on that left wing beyond the three-point line. Gives it off to Jess Sutherland, back out to Marshall. Marshall will fire that left side three, got it. Second of the ball game, he's got 11 points. 27-10, Martinsburg stretching the lead out.
You could tell if you're watching on TV 10 the last couple times up the floor that Marshall has been itching to pull up from beyond the arc. He's been hesitating and then trying to drive, and then the last couple of times he's got the basketball in the offensive end, and you knew it was only a matter of time before he tried his luck and knocked that one down.
Wingfield giving a bounce speed to Bitterai on a back cut. He was able to corral it and then sends out on that left wing to Carroll. Good interior defense by Martinsburg, and now we've got a whistle away from the ball. That'll be a foul down inside. And that foul goes on 3-5, Jess Sutherland. So into the lineup quickly, picks up the personal. Baker comes back in now for Spring Mills with his 3 fouls. And Quincy Ray back in with his 3 fouls. Still 2:58 to play in the first half.
Yeah, but you don't want to let this one get that out of hand going into the half. I know right now already a 17-point game, but you can't afford to make it much more of a deficit. So you got to play smart with just under 3 to play, 2:58 before the half. And you've got to make smart decisions. You're the 2 with 3 fouls.
Jordan Carroll for the front end of the 1-and-1 after that foul on Sutherland. He misses it. Rebound Garrett Stobbs. Yet another rebound. The Dogs into the front court. Nice pass down low to Dorn Smith, who caught it in the air, spinning, never came down and banked it up and in.
Yeah, Dorn Smith in the air, so it wasn't like he caught it and then turned while he was in the air. He was in the air. He already jumped and made that transition in the air. I don't think that's a art you or I ever mastered, having the body ability to move while in the air like that.
Just getting in the air for you and I is hard enough. By the way, timeout on the floor. Spring Mills head coach Luke Samples burning another 30-second timeout. I would have him with 2 full timeouts remaining with 2:46 to play in our first half. All Martinsburg, they led 14-1 in quarter number 1. At the end of the first, had a 20-5 advantage, and right now a 29-10 lead. The Dogs looking for their 4th straight win, which would be their longest winning streak of the season. They won 3 straight after the season opening loss at Stafford, but then suffered that loss against Freedom, 72-49. Really bad loss for the Dogs in that one, but responding nicely with what could be their 4th straight win here tonight. Daniel Wingfield running the point, walks it into the front court, sending to Terrell Moses along the left sideline. Out top to Jacob Gill, back to Moses, moving into the lane, triple teamed, basketball knocked away, and a late whistle.
Very, very late whistle after the ball was already going back into the offensive end for Martinsburg. And with the amount of numbers that the Dogs had down low, that's a tough call to make from the outside official.
Jess Sutherland picks up his 2nd. Bulldog team foul number 8. Moses at the line, and the free throw short off the rim, but the rebound to Wingfield. Got underneath of that Bulldog player and was able to grab the rebound. Passes on the left wing to Jordan Carroll, and he is fouled by Jarvis Thurston. Thurston reaching in, trying to poke that one away. Team foul number 9. And I will admit right now, some of these fouls seem like touch-type fouls, but players have to realize if they're going to call that, don't reach in.
And they've been consistent on both ends, which is all you ask for, because a foul is a foul, whether you want to call them tough, whether you want to let the boys play. It doesn't matter as long as you're consistent on both ends, and so far our 3-man officiating crew has been that.
Free throw was up and good for Jordan Carroll. He'll get another opportunity. He's got 7 points in this first half and make it 8. Carroll gets them both, 29-12. Martinsburg in front, 2:18 and counting in our first half. Anthony Smith on the right side of the floor, bounces down low to Dorn Smith, and he turns into the paint and misses the shot.
Well, Smith took one too many dribbles right there. Took 2 going to the basket before doing the spin. I think it should have been 1 dribble and spin to the basket and go up with the basketball immediately.
Well, that rebound never really corralled, kind of got knocked around all the way out near the midcourt stripe, and as David Bitterai was trying to pick it up, Anthony Smith came diving in there after it, and Smith gets called with the foul. That's number 10, so Bitterai to the line for 2. 6'1" senior forward puts the first one up and through. 29-13. Spring Mills just kind of hanging around in this one, if you will. Foul shot up and good. Bitterai gets them both. 29-14. Anthony Smith into the front court, moving to his right. Bump foul on Terrell Moses.
Moses is one of the few that's played that isn't in a little bit of foul trouble at this point in the game, just his first, but team's 10th, but 20 total team fouls in this first half so far with 1:59 remaining in the half as Anthony Smith knocks down the first of 2.
In text lingo, SMH, right? Shake my head. 20 fouls, that's crazy. I know, you're going, you knew that?
It's not quite what was going through my head, but sure.
Anthony Smith puts them both through. 31-14 is the Martinsburg advantage. A minute 50 and counting in our first half. Carroll beyond the arc on the left side of the floor. Gives it off to Terrell Moses on a little pick and roll. Moses has to turn and give it right back out. Carroll giving to Bitterai. Back to Moses near that midcourt stripe. His feet just to the left side of the orange M. Now Coach Samples giving some instruction for the offense. Terrell Moses going to go one-on-one, it looks like, against Luke Fowler. And Moses down the right side of the lane. Passes to Wingfield in the right corner. 3. A little too strong in the backside rebound, Anthony Smith.
Anthony Smith pushing Luke Fowler out of the way. Fowler's hands went up, then all of a sudden came right back down as Smith went, and he's going to take it coast to coast and finish.
Yeah, nice finish in the lane as Anthony Smith floated it up and in with the right hand, and we've got a whistle. Not sure what we had. I think
it was a whistle for a substitution.
Yeah, but it was a whistle.
I don't think they allowed the substitutions. There was a whistle, so they'll just re-inbound.
Luke Samples is saying, no, the ball was already inbound. You got to have him go back out. Samples is saying to the official, you can't do that, and so Kamari and Dow will come out. They didn't blow the whistle and stop the action after the made shot. 33-14. Martinsburg with the lead, a minute left, and Kamari and Dow waiting to check in. Into the front court, Wingfield. Sends along the near wing to Terrell Moses. Moses now guarded by Anthony Smith. Passing to Gill at the top of the key. Passing far side off of Dorn Smith, then off of Jordan Carroll. It's a turnover. I've got number 11 on the Cardinals, Martinsburg basketball.
This right there to keep under Coach Samples' number of 13. Only going to need to be able to turn the ball over 2 times in the second half.
33-14, Martinsburg in command. Kamari and Dow into the lineup, gives it off to Jarvis Thurston, cutting to his left, lost control of the dribble and a traveling violation. 8th turnover on Martinsburg.
He had already lost the basketball when that whistle blew. If he would have had possession, I agree it would have been a travel, but when that whistle was blown by the official, he already lost the basketball.
Yeah, the ball was already separated from him. Terrell Moses is going to work into the front court with under 30 seconds left in our first half.
Barely across that timeline with 10 seconds. Walked over to Coach Samples to get the play. Luckily, it wasn't a 10-second call for Spring Mills.
Gill with it out top. The freshman puts it on the floor, driving down the left side of the lane. A whistle and a foul, and that may be the third on Jess Sutherland. Our official comes to the near side and says, yep, 3-5. Sutherland now has his third.
Yeah, and he had both arms wrapped around Gill driving in, so a good call, just not able to move the feet quick enough for Sutherland.
Gill cannot get the foul shot to go. Second opportunity coming, and this one a little too strong. Bitterai keeps the rebound alive on the tip, but controlled by Jarvis Thurston. Outlet to Kamari and Dow into the front court along the far side. Sends near side to Luke Fowler, left of the lane. Floats it up short off the rim. Bitterai the rebound. Racing into the front court, trying to go coast to coast. Dow knocks it away. Out of bounds with 0.3 seconds left. And Spring Mills will have a chance to, maybe catch and shoot.
Yeah, they say you need, 0.3 to catch and shoot. It's got to be quick.
Inbounds out on the left wing to Jacob Gill, who pushes one up, and it hits the top of the backboard. Karams away, and we go into the locker room at the half with Martinsburg out in front, 33-14. Our Smallwood Small Insurance halftime show gets underway after this 1-minute timeout. It's West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
Who should you call when it comes to your real estate legal needs?
This is Chris Luttrell, local real estate attorney with offices in Martinsburg and Charlestown. Let's be direct. Buying or selling your home is a matter not to be taken lightly. At my firm, Luttrell LC, we possess the experience and knowledge to represent you and ensure your most important investment is protected. Give us a call at 304-267-3050, 304-267-3050, because at Luttrell LC, your home is our business.
Hello, I'm Michael Falk, a lifelong resident of West Virginia, husband and father. I worked my way through school and life with honesty, hard work, and determination. These principles have served me well in athletics, education, farming, and aviation, and have carried me through years of fighting for a more accountable government at the local and state level. These same core principles will allow me to serve you well in Charleston. I believe true leadership is sticking your neck out for right, even when it goes against the establishment. You can help me put principle over politics and beat the odds one more time.
The Velocity Dance Team entertaining the crowd on hand here at the Martinsburg Fieldhouse on this Friday night. Doubleheader girls and boys action. We'll tell you what happened in that girls game a little later on in our halftime show, brought to you by Smallwood Small Insurance, your total insurance solution. They're at 121 Administrative Drive in Martinsburg. Phone 304-263-3361. Well, Matt Spring Mills got one of two free throws from Quincy Ray relatively early in quarter number one. and took their only lead of the game at 1-0. After that, Martinsburg reeled off 14 straight points, led 14-1, and pushed the lead out to 20-5 after one in quarter number 2. They outscore Spring Mills 13-9, and the Dogs lead 33-14 at the half.
Yeah, hit a little bit of a slow spot, I think is the best way to put it, in the middle of that second quarter. But the defense was able to stay pretty consistent as they have the entire first half, and the offense picked back up. Coach Rogers was able to get a couple of younger guys in throughout that second quarter as well. Jarvis Thurston getting some time, Luke Fowler getting some time, Jess Sutherland getting some time, and Sutherland not having the day he wants to remember. 3 fouls already in the first half of this game. But overall, I think Martinsburg's played a pretty consistent first half once they got going, and barring about 2 minutes of game time in that second quarter.
So the Bulldogs with the lead at the intermission, 33-14. Let's find out what happened in that girls' game earlier today. When we come back, we'll see what else is going on around the Eastern Panhandle as well on the Smallwood Small Insurance halftime show. A 60-second break and then back to the Fieldhouse. Martinsburg leading Spring Mills 33-14.
My family, we're always on the move. Little brother is living it up.
What's up, sis?
See Mom made dinner?
I will see you there.
And my big brother, he's got his hands full. But when Mom says come home for dinner, what could possibly stand in our way? Nothing. When you're part of a family like this, you always show up. The Honda family of SUVs, awarded Best SUV Brand for 2019.
Miller Honda, south of Winchester, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. www.mymillerhonda.com.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday, I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
Back again here at the Fieldhouse, part of our Smallwood Small Insurance halftime. Matt, take us back to the earlier game as these two varsity girls programs met at 6 o'clock. We had the broadcast for you right here, and in the end, Martinsburg wins by 10, but led by more than that.
Yeah, they did. It was a 20-point lead for them on more than one occasion, including a 40-20 lead after 3. It started a relatively low-scoring game, especially on the side of the Cardinals. Just 10 points in the first half for Spring Mills, 16-6 after 1 quarter of action. Martinsburg would outscore Spring Mills 13-4 in quarter number 2, taking a 29-10 lead into the halftime intermission. I just said 40-20 after 3, and that 49-39 final, improving Martinsburg to 8-3 on the season, while Spring Mills falls to 3-8. Olivia Mayer led all scorers with 16 points.
Big win for Martinsburg, continuing their winning streak as they push that winning streak now out to 7 in a row, and 8 wins, just 2 losses. Those 2 losses coming early in the season. See if this team under Kyle Triggs and the staff may be beginning to hit just a little bit of a stride. Elsewhere tonight, Musselman is playing the girls and boys doubleheader at Hedgesville. Have not gotten any kind of updates from there yet. And South Hagerstown doing the same thing, playing a girls and boys doubleheader, and that is at Jefferson. So South Hagerstown at Jefferson, Musselman at Hedgesville. Our matchup here, Spring Mills at Martinsburg. All girls varsity followed by boys varsity doubleheaders. Both Washington girls and boys teams are taking the weekend off before getting play underway again next week. Also, we should let you know, for Martinsburg fans, I do not believe Spring Mills had a game scheduled for tomorrow, but the Martinsburg Bulldogs were scheduled to go to Fredericksburg, Virginia, to take on Brook Point. And with the inclement weather that is expected to be moving through the area tomorrow, that trip has been postponed for now. talking with head coach Dave Rogers, they would like to make that up.
Yeah, he told me that on Tuesday at Washington, so we will see if they and Brook Point have a common date that they could get that makeup made. And, Matt, real quick, back to that Musselman-Hedgesville girls game, it was Musselman getting the win 55-41.
All right, so we do know that on the girls' game. Nothing yet, though, reported on the boys' game.
Hey, South Hagerstown is beating Jefferson at the half thanks to Rick Kozlowski from the Journal. This was 13 minutes ago, so getting closer starting the second half at Jefferson. It was South Hagerstown with a 3-point lead, 32-29. And that Musselman-Hedgesville girls game ended just about an hour ago. So should be pretty much at half in that one as well, I would imagine.
In the boys' game there, but no score yet that we can give you from
Yeah, I can't
that
find
one.
any boys' game scores from there.
One other quick note. We got to get in our final break before we give our first half stats, but another quick note from Hedgesville. Joey Urish threw a tweet late this afternoon making the announcement that he would be stepping down as the Hedgesville Eagles football coach.
And real quick, just one more score for you. The first game of the girls-boys doubleheader between Jefferson and South Hagerstown. Jefferson got the win 63-23.
There you go.
Again, thanks to Rick Kozlowski from the Journal for those scores.
We'll wrap up our Smallwood Small Insurance halftime with a look at the first half stats after this 60-second break. It's Martinsburg leading Spring Mills 33-14.
Let's talk trash, because when it comes to trash, you have options. Panhandle Dumpsters is a local family-owned garbage hauling company serving both residential and commercial customers with weekly trash pickup, dumpster service, yard waste pickup, and bulk pickups too. Panhandle Dumpsters will give you a free trash can and provide curbside service for just $23 a month. Panhandle Dumpsters features a fleet of quieter, eco-friendly garbage trucks, thereby reducing the noise usually associated with pickup. Switch now and save up to 30%. Call 833-DUMP-STR, panhandledumpsters.com.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
First half stats brought to you by Mike Folk for Governor. Accountable, ethical, responsible. Learn more at folk4wv.com. Matt, quickly, let's run through the individual scores, and then I'll give you some team stats.
Yeah, for Martinsburg, 4 points for Doran Smith, 12 for Telrin Villa, 2 for Garrett Stobbs, 11 for Teddy Marshall, and 4 for Anthony Smith. For Spring Mills, Terrell Moses finished with 2, both of them coming up the charity stripe. 8 points for Jordan Carroll, 2 for Malachi Baker, 2 for David Abitarai, and 1 for Quincy Ray. And some foul trouble for both Malachi Baker and Quincy Ray. Both played the last 2 minutes of or really about 3. It was 2:58 when they came back in of that first half with 3 fouls for Martinsburg. The only person in foul trouble is Jess Sutherland with 3. Teddy Marshall has 2, but shouldn't be anything to worry about.
And looking at the team numbers, 2 3-pointers made by Martinsburg, none by Spring Mills. The Bulldogs 9 of 15 from the foul line, that is 60%. Spring Mills 6 of 14, that is 43%. 10 fouls by Spring Mills, 11 by Martinsburg, so 21 fouls in the first half. Meanwhile, rebounding, I've got Martinsburg at 20 and Spring Mills at 13. And turnovers, 8 for Martinsburg and 11 for Spring Mills.
Real quick, I had 2 for Terrell Moses. Mismarked one of the foul shots, I guess closed in one of the open circles I marked with a little too much. So 1 point for Terrell Moses, and that was a single foul shot.
33-14, Martinsburg with the lead. They get the basketball as we start our second half now. Shooting at the hoop to our right. Teddy Marshall at top, little hesitation. Starts down the left of the lane, draws contact, and we start the second half the way we ended the first half. A lot of fouls.
Yeah, and this should be a interesting game if the deficit remains like this, or the advantage for Martinsburg in the scoring column is like this, and we're going to get the touch fouls in the second half.
Jacob Gill picks up his third, and Teddy Marshall to the line in the free throw up, and it is good. He is now 4 for 5 from the line tonight. One of the better free throw shooters. 12 points for Teddy Marshall, 3 below his average of 15 a game. Second foul shot up, it is good as well. And the Bulldogs strike first in our second half, 35-14. Martinsburg in front. Terrell Moses on the dribble across midcourt, picked up by Teddy Marshall. Moves to his right, backs up just a little bit, and now passes to Quincy Ray on the left wing beyond the arc. Telrin Villa guards him and the Bulldog man-to-man. To Carroll in that left corner, starts to his right into the lane, floated one up. Not sure if it got deflected, but never got near the rim.
Yeah, it looked like Anthony Smith got a little piece of it, and we're going to get a player control foul on Telrin Villa. Didn't see that arm extend, and the feet of Quincy Ray definitely still in motion. Not sure I agree with that call.
Telrin Villa got the rebound on the missed shot and went coast to coast, and Quincy Ray did a nice job to draw that foul. That's a foul and a turnover. 35-14. The lead for Martinsburg. Moses in the front court. Between the legs dribble, moving to his right, has it poked away by Teddy Marshall. Marshall down the floor, spins, puts it up, wouldn't go. Telrin Villa tips it, didn't go. Trey Sagers there, he puts it in. Martinsburg had three guys right there.
Just a little tip drill. Practice that in practice almost every day, I'm sure.
37-14, the Martinsburg advantage. And now Garrett Stobbs knocks the basketball away from Jacob Gill, dives after it, and calls for a timeout. That'll be another turnover for Spring Mills. And don't look now, but that's number 13. Martinsburg will maintain possession after the 32nd timeout. We'll go ahead and keep it here and remind you to tune in tomorrow for West Virginia Mountaineer basketball. Number 12 in all the land. They've got a matchup at Kansas State. This is one of those that can concern you a little bit because the Mountaineers have been playing so well, and frankly, K-State is not. They've been struggling, losers of 4 in a row. Mountaineers on the road need that win. Game time is at 2 and the pregame at 1 on AM 740 and FM 106.5.
Mountaineers also are going to have a big one at home coming up on Monday, what is, I don't want to say turned into a rivalry because West Virginia and Texas, when you look at the football side of things, some very tight games over the past several seasons, but should be a fun one at 7 on Monday. We'll be at that one as the Longhorns are in Morgantown at the Coliseum.
I think the Will Greer, here's a lob intended for Telrin Villa as the Dogs work the inbounds on the left wing to Teddy Marshall, and as he lobbed it towards the rim, we had a hold, and there will be a personal foul. Let's see who that one goes against. Terrell Moses. That'll be his second. They'll call it on the floor, so it's an inbound, and Garrett Stobbs bounces that inbounds to Trey Sager, cutting down the middle of the lane, and he lays it up and in.
And Sager now 4 quick points in the second half. Didn't get that pass cleanly and had to go up awkwardly with that right hand kind of backwards on the left side of the basket, but a good job to slow things down and make sure he got it.
Malachi Baker with a deep three from the right side, left it short. Another rebound for Garrett Stobbs. Quickly ahead to Teddy Marshall from the left wing. Pulls up for a three and knocks it down, his third of the game. 42-14 Martinsburg. And another timeout for Luke Samples.
He's got just one left.
Yeah, he only had 2 left. Now just one. It's a full timeout. We'll take the 60-second break as well. 6:13 to play in the third. All Martinsburg leading 42-14.
My name is Monica. I'm an elementary school teacher.
My name is Mitch. I'm a graphic design specialist.
We have 4 children. Currently we have life and auto insurance with Erie. Our agent is helping us to move our homeowners insurance to Erie as well.
They've always been a good company and good customer service. If anything ever happens to me, my family will be protected.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
If you're not progressing in healthcare, you're falling behind.
WU Medicine has planted itself here, and they're the first university that I've found who wants to take ownership of this population of Western Maryland, Southern Pennsylvania, Eastern Ohio, and the good people of West Virginia. And it's really refreshing to see.
I was able to do things that the patients were going away for, which is good for the patients, and it's good for us because we have more resources.
Certainly has helped take us to another level.
Back again here at the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. Spring Mills basketball, length of the floor to go. Shooting at the hoop to our left. Quincy Ray will trigger the inbounds to Terrell Moses. 2, 4, 6, 9. A 9-0 run to start this second half for Martinsburg. A trap right across midcourt. It's broken. Quincy Ray gives to Carroll down along the left baseline. His pass back into the lane. Stolen by Anthony Smith. Smith ahead to Teddy Marshall in the right corner. He'll slow things down. Out to Garrett Stobbs around on the left side to Smith. High post to Telrin Villa. Spins to his right. Passes to Stobbs. Right corner three. Got it. There you go. Garrett Stobbs with his first three of the night.
Knew it had to come at some point. Started 0 for 3 from beyond the arc. Now 1 for 4. But again, he's good for 1 or 2 of those a game, and there's one.
Carroll floats one up along the right side of the lane as he was cutting in on the angle towards the basket. Left it short. Telrin Villa the rebound to Smith. Down the floor to Marshall. His lob pass through the lane, run down in the left corner by Stobbs. Out to Villa from the left wing. His three didn't go, and the rebound controlled by Garrett Stobbs.
Garrett Stobbs following the basketball. Again, really impressed with how he has adapted his game to go down low as much as he's staying outside.
Anthony Smith down the right of the lane, feeds to Telrin Villa in the paint, knocked away from him and out of bounds off of Terrell Moses. Bulldog basketball. Carroll sits down as Malachi Baker checks back in. Garrett Stobbs along the left side of the basket, giving the baseline inbounds in the corner to Villa. Out top to Anthony Smith. Smith down to the left baseline, gets to the rim, floats it up too strong. Sager keeps it alive. Gives in the paint to Telrin Villa, knocked away from him, and there's the steal. Quincy Ray can't save it from going out of bounds on the far side. Oh, as he leaped up into the air and tried to get it to a teammate, as he pushed off the toes, hit the sideline.
And in that case, I think Telrin Villa going to get that basketball, try to just grab it on the dribble. Grab it with 2 hands. Your back is facing the basket, and you're well beyond the three-point line. You just got to grab that with 2 hands and start the offense again.
Teddy Marshall around the screen, set by Villa, steps back for 3, rattles in and out, no good. Baker runs down the rebound on the far side. It belongs to Spring Mills, still looking for their first bucket of this second half. Baker into the front court to Wingfield. DeRay down the right side of the lane in a double team. Basketball poked away, still loose, and Anthony Smith eventually comes away with it. Smith along the near side to the middle of the floor, passing on that left wing, got it off to Teddy Marshall. Marshall draws the defense and then feeds Trey Sager. Low post right side shot up and good.
How about Trey Sager? 6 points already in this third quarter, and it was a good pass by Teddy Marshall. Not only did he shuffle those feet and kind of give a little hesitation with the lower body, but acted like he was going to go up for the shot before going down with the pass to Trey Sager.
Gill between the circles, losing his footing, and we've got a whistle and a foul. That foul will go on Teddy Marshall. He'll pick up his third, second on the team here in the third quarter. And it will be Spring Mills basketball inbounding just to the right of their bench, the left of the scorer's table. Quincy Ray giving that inbounds to Malachi Baker. Back to Ray, back to Baker on that give and go, and Baker came to a stop to let a defender go by and shuffled his feet. It's a travel. Boy, again, we've seen a couple of really good kind of give and goes or pick and rolls for these two teams tonight, but they've not been able to finish at the rim.
And right there for Malachi Baker, really shuffling those feet to nowhere. He's in a great spot to just stand there and let the defender go by who's airborne, so not really sure what the purpose of the feet shuffling there, unless he was just trying to avoid contact, if anything. But he's in a great spot to take a shot.
Telrin Villa, low post left side, working to his right into the paint. Passes off to Dorn Smith. Back to Teddy Marshall on the left wing. And a whistle away from the ball, and it's a 3-second violation.
Yeah, Villa camped out in the lane. Trey Sager not too far away from camping out in the lane. It could have been a 3-second call on either one.
Yeah, they were both pitching tense. 47-14, Martinsburg in command. 3.5 minutes left in quarter number 3. Quincy Ray double-teamed between the circles, loses the basketball, taken away by Cyril Ngasa. Down the floor to Marshall. His one-hand jam comes out off the rim, but the Bulldogs get the offensive rebound. Dorn Smith, turnaround jumper just inside the foul line, up and good.
Yeah, a little bit of a runner for Doran Smith. Not the easiest shot to make, off balance moving to his left, but was able to get airborne and get above the defender, and nice follow through and good shot.
2:58 and counting, quarter number 3, 49-14, Martinsburg. Moses open, right side 3 on the way, got it. Terrell Moses with his first shot from the floor after going 1 for 3 from the line in the first half. He's got 4, and it's 49-17 Martinsburg. Teddy Marshall into the front court. to Telrin, Villa, low post right side. To his left, drew the defense and then feeds to the cutting Trey Sager for 2.
And Trey Sager has 8 points in the third quarter, and most of it has been because he's making those backdoor cuts to the basket and getting open for the passes driving to the lane.
Gill along the right sideline for Spring Mills. Gives in the corner to Carl. Jordan Carl holding, guarded by Trey Sager. Out to Quincy Ray, still along that right sideline. Ray puts it on the floor, starts a drive. Bounces to Terrell Moses, baseline left side. Spins down underneath, tries to get it to Gill in the paint, off his hand and taken away by Dorn Smith. Smith trying to go coast to coast, fouled as he hits the floor and slides towards the student section. Quincy Ray goes over to help him out after committing what will be his 4th personal.
And again, Quincy Ray, I think if I'm Ray in that situation, I'm letting Dorn Smith put that shot up. He's off balance, driving away from the basket, and nothing good can come of Quincy Ray putting a hand up there with as fast as Smith was driving towards that low block.
Free throw good for the 54% foul shooter. Dorn Smith 7 of 13 coming in. Good sportsmanship. Ray went over, helped him up, and then also at the line went over and shook hands with Dorn Smith. No ill intent. Tell you, I like Ray. Seeing him back in the Skip Fowler tournament, seeing him here tonight, he is a hustler on the floor. Mass substitution.
Line change.
Dorn Smith missing the free throw off the right side of the rim. It is run down by Logan Clemens and back the other way. Spring Mills basketball down 52-17. Pass goes down low, in and out of the hands of Whitener as he caught it under the backboard. It was poked away from him and out of bounds. It'll stay with Spring Mills. He was open underneath, but I don't know what he could have done with it. He was physically behind the backboard. Bitterai out top with it. Looking to that right side, having picked up the dribble, now sends it to that right side, knocked away by Jess Sutherland and out of bounds off Kevin Whitener. It's a turnover. I've got 19 now for Spring Mills.
Not quite the under 13 that was expected, and we now have a number 22 coming into the game that is not on our roster.
Got to be from the JV team. Martinsburg basketball. Luke Feller with a nice pass to the right side of the lane to Jess Sutherland. He put it on the floor, took it to the rim, and put it up and in.
Yeah, deflected on its way to Sutherland. He did a good job of using both hands to bring the basketball in, quickly brought it down, and a good power move to the basket.
On the wing left side, Barrick with it, sends a pass along that right wing intended for Whitener. Was it tipped?
It was.
Yes, the outside official on the far side says it was tipped and out of bounds and will stay with Spring Mills.
And Quincy Ray coming back into the game with 4 fouls. When he came out, I was imagining that would be it till midway through the fourth quarter, but I guess with the score the way it is, at some point it just doesn't matter.
Malachi Baker from the right corner, three-pointer, rolls around the rim and out. Rebound was tipped by Clemens. Basketball still loose. Quincy Ray eventually runs it down as he got it in the left corner. Gives it off to Clemens. To Baker again on that right wing. Left-hand dribble into the lane. Fouled by Jess Sutherland on the floor. He did bank it up and in, but that would be a NBA continuation. Sutherland just picked up his 4th personal.
And Sutherland just not able to move those feet quick enough to get in position against the quick guards or the smaller forwards. He's in the vicinity, but just about a half step behind getting in position.
Malachi Baker giving the inbounds to Ray. Deep on the left side of the floor. Back to Baker right in front of Coach Samples and the Spring Mills bench. Gives it off to Clemens. Clemens moving to his right. Gets into the lane and draws contact and a foul. And let's see who that one goes against. Cyril Ngasa was right there.
I think it's going to go on Cyril Ngasa.
Yes.
It will. But Jess Sutherland right there as well. That was the hesitation.
Yes.
And he took a swat at the basketball, so waiting to see if that was going to be foul number 5 with 34 seconds left in the third quarter.
Clemens to the line. Free throw up, free throw good. I share the story of being cut from the freshman team and going to play rec league basketball, and I knew my basketball career was done when even in the rec league, coming off the end of the bench with a few minutes left, I had 4 fouls in 2 minutes and a 15-point lead was cut to 7, and I realized I should go into this line of work. Free throws good for Clemens. Martinsburg the other way. Luke Fowler open in the left corner. His 3-ball up and good, his 5th of the season. 57-19 Martinsburg.
It's not quite the keep striving for your goals even if you fail story that the kids are listening for, Matt.
It worked out well. I was never playing basketball beyond high school, and this, I think, has worked out. Malachi Baker starts down the left side of the lane, floats one up a little too strong. Backside rebound for our number 22. He floats one up, just kind of turned and threw it up towards the basket as time was expiring. It's an air ball, and that is how quarter number 3 will end. Back with your fourth quarter of action from the Fieldhouse with Martinsburg leading Spring Mills 57-19.
Floodwaters can spread E. coli bacteria. Here's Bill Kearns from the Berkeley County Health Department about what to do if your well has tested positive.
If it's just a one-time contamination, you can superchlorinate your well, which we have instructions at the health department. They could call and talk to us. You're providing an excessive amount of bleach down the well. Then you do a runoff to get that out of the system, to get the bleach through your lines, get any contamination out there. You do a runoff of so long, and then you can have it tested again.
The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court in Martinsburg. Call 304-263-5131.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
John Alderton running our TV10 camera. Eric Sterick at the studio. 57-19 Martinsburg with the 38-point lead. Quarter number 4 underway. Spring Mills basketball, but they lose it. It is a turnover as it was stolen by Teddy Marshall. He tried a little wraparound behind the back pass that went off the leg of someone, went down the floor, and Anthony Smith unable to save it. He was trying to get it to Trey Sager under the basket, but ended up on the end line. So turnover for turnover. Now Spring Mills back the other way. Moses on the right side of the floor. Bouncing down low, intended for Baker. And a kicked ball by Garrett Stops. Baker will trigger the inbounds on the baseline. Lobs out on that right wing. Stolen by Teddy Marshall. Tried a behind the back pass again as he was going out of bounds and just was trying to throw it back into play, but literally just threw it right down the sideline out of bounds.
Yeah, fancy, but not too much happened off of it.
Gill in the front court picks up his dribble, passes off to Clemens, and a whistle and a foul.
That's a good call. Trey Sager going through the body of Clemens to try to get that basketball. We've talked about some touch fouls today. That was not one of them.
There's a lot of touch there.
Yes.
Yes.
I believe they call that touch contact.
Sager picks up his third, just the 5th team foul. Only 3 team fouls in the second half for Spring Mills. 7:25 in counting in this one. All Martinsburg, they're going to pick up their 4th straight win. They'll be 7-2. Spring Mills will suffer the 6th straight loss. They'll fall to 3-7 at the end of this one. Carroll with it on the left wing, gives out top to Gill. Gill picks up his dribble again to Carroll on the left side of the floor. Carroll yet to put it down now on that dribble. Gives to Moses at the top of the key. Again to Carroll, left wing 3 on the way. Got it. Jordan Carroll has 11 points. He's in double figures, first points of the second half. 57-22 Martinsburg. Anthony Smith gets into the lane, feeds down low to Telrin Villa, poked away by Ray, and that's a turnover as the loose ball's taken by Terrell Moses. There's Ray hustling again. Quincy Ray, 5'10 junior.
It's got a little bit of the mullet going in the back, too. It's got that flow coming back down. You know, the mullet's coming back in.
I appreciate that. Now some of those old pictures of me will not look as bad.
You wish you had the mullet back right now, don't you?
I just wish I had hair on that spot on the back of my head. And the Dogs knocking a ball out of bounds, re-inbounding Spring Mills. They'll work to Baker along the right baseline. 10-foot jumper up and good. And we got a foul at the end of the play as well. Malachi Baker hit the shot, but we got a foul on the play as well on Jordan Carroll for a push-off as he was trying to get position for a rebound. That'll be his second. It's only the 4th team foul, so still Bulldog basketball, inbounding length of the floor to go now in front, 57-24. 2 times the Dogs have held opponents to under 50 points on the season. Should happen again tonight. Go back to last year, Matt, and they did it 21 times. Great defensive effort last year. Good pass, Anthony Smith. Down low post left side to Trey Sager, and the layup's good.
And once again, that's Sager crashing towards the basket and allowing a high percentage shot. Done a good job of that so far in the second half.
As a result, he's got 10 points. Baker thought about the three from the left corner, passed off to Quincy Ray along the side of the paint. Now they're working along the right side of the floor to Carroll, to Terrell Moses down the right of the lane. Shot blocked by Telrin Villa. Out of there with it is Garrett Stobbs. Behind the back dribble at the midcourt stripe. Stobbs going to give in the right corner to Teddy Marshall. Marshall driving the baseline, almost lost it. Saved it from going out of bounds. Got it to Telrin Villa. Shot didn't go, but he tips it up and in himself.
And Villa has the hops to jump out of the gym. He came back down completely after that shot was blocked and was able to, or partially tipped and missed shot, and was able to come down and then go right back up and be ahead above everybody else at the rim.
Yeah, quick leaper. Malachi Baker down along the left baseline, trying to pass in the lane, taken away by Trey Sager, and then a reach-in foul will be called against Malachi Baker. He's got his fourth personal.
And we'll see the fight to the fifth foul, see if Malachi Baker or Quincy Ray foul out of this one. On the Martinsburg side, see if Jess Sutherland, who isn't in the game right now, if he comes back in, see if we get anybody with a fifth foul in this game.
Mass substitutions again for Martinsburg.
Line change.
Dow, Dorn Smith, Fowler, Ngasa, and Thurston on the floor for Martinsburg. Cyril Ngasa at the high post, gives to Thurston on the right wing, gives in the paint to Dorn Smith. Faked right, spun back left, put it up and in.
Yeah, good touch right in front of the basket for Dorn Smith. A little hard, but I think probably anticipating a little bit of contact going up, but good touch at the rim.
Gill in the front court to Baker. Thought about the deep three from that left wing instead. Gives right back to Jacob Gill. To Carroll and again to Gill. Martinsburg, zone defense. Ray at the high post, passes out in the right corner to Baker. A step back three up and good for Malachi Baker. He's got 5 in the quarter, 7 in the game. Quickly the other way, Cyril Ngasa, a little out of control, driving down the right side of the lane, spun and threw kind of a behind-the-head/back pass that ended up in, the front row of the bleachers?
Yeah, Matt, that would have been on the money. If you look back at that, Luke Fowler quit going back down into the left corner. And you saw Cyril Ngasa put his hands up towards Fowler because Fowler was going towards that left corner, and that would have been right on the money with that acrobatic pass.
Carroll missing a three from the left wing, and the Bulldogs quickly the other way. Fowler deep from the left side, and his three is up and good. Luke Fowler has a pair of threes in the ball game, 6 on the season, 66-27 Martinsburg. 3:48 and counting in this one. Clemens on the left wing, giving to Baker from the left corner. His three is up and good. Malachi Baker coming to life in this fourth stanza.
Yeah, 8 points for Baker so far in the fourth quarter. Good give and go down at Cyril Ngasa.
Yeah.
Make that Jarvis Thurston.
Oh, it was Thurston. So Thurston gave it off in the lane to Dorn Smith and then cut right behind Smith, who gave him the basketball back. And as Thurston got to the rim, contact and a foul. That is number 3 on Jordan Carroll. And Jarvis Thurston to the charity stripe free throw off the iron, no good. Thurston is 67% foul shooter, 4 of 6 coming in, but now just 4 of 7. And Dorn Smith goes out. Jess Sutherland in. Free throw up, and this one off the back rim as well. Thurston missed them both, but the rebound tipped and controlled by Jarvis Thurston. How do you like that? Offensive rebound. Dogs maintain possession. Kamari and Dow giving to Cyril Ngasa on the right side of the floor. Started a drive to the baseline. Had it poked away and out of bounds by Quincy Ray.
Yeah, and Ray had it momentarily when he took that dribble, just dribbled it out of bounds on the U of Martinsburg on the baseline.
Inbounds to Jess Sutherland. Passing out top to Kamari and Dow. Starting left. Comes back right. Now again goes left down the side of the lane. Passes out to Ngasa. 3 from the left corner off the mark. Rebound tipped. Clemens controls. Logan Clemens into the front court. Down the middle of the lane and fouled. Oh, he hit hard on his hip as he came down at the end of that play. Let's see who that foul will be on. He's quickly up, but clearly feeling it. Our officials making sure that the shooter, Logan Clemens, will be all right. And now we wait and see who the foul goes on. Foul goes on number 4, and that is Kamarian Dow, his second. Logan Clemens, the 5'8 junior guard, headed to the line.
I think landed on that hand more than anything. He seems to be shaking that left hand a bit, so probably tried to cushion that fall a little bit by sticking that hand out.
Good news is he's a right-handed shooter, so that left hand that hurts will just be a guide.
Yeah, but it's still messy. As you saw right there, that left hand quickly comes down with the shot, and he misses that first foul shot.
And he quickly shakes it out and looks at that hand after that free throw rattles in and out. Second free throw on the way. Clemens was 2 for 2 from the line, and this one is up and good. Was there a lane violation on the first one? Okay, yeah, that must have just been the indication. So there was a lane violation on the first free throw. So now he gets this one and puts it through. So he still ends up going 2 for 2 from the line despite the injured hand. 66-32 Martinsburg, under 3 minutes to play. Kamarian Dow into the front court. Our number 22 from the JV team onto the floor. We don't have him on our roster, so unfortunately can't identify him. Jess Sutherland right of the lane, passes down low for Thurston, and Thurston bumped and fouled. And that foul will go on our number 22. Let's see if we can pick up a name at all. Sounded like the drive-through at McDonald's.
Yeah.
I would like fries with that. No, I couldn't tell, could you?
Nope.
So Jarvis Thurston to the line, and Thurston puts this one up and through after missing a pair moments ago. It's all cosmetic. What will the final score be as Martinsburg will pick up the win? Second foul shot up, it's good, so he's now 2 for 4 from the line. 68-32. Martinsburg in front, 2:40 left. Malachi Baker on the left wing. Drives it down to the baseline and puts it up and in on the reverse leg up. Nice drive, Baker. 68-34. Martinsburg in front. Kamarian Dow into the front court. Gives it off to Thurston. To Sutherland in the paint. To Kamarian Dow cutting along the right baseline. Couldn't control it cleanly. That allowed the defense to come to him. And as he split the double team, a foul was called. Kamarian Dow will get 2 free throws as the personal goes on Jacob Gill, his 4th. Come on, is somebody going to foul out or not?
I don't know. There's 4 guys on the floor right now with 4 fouls.
What's the over-under?
1. I don't think 2. Well, it's got to be a half number, right, if it's an over-under?
Kamarian Dow, good with the free throw, good with the second free throw. His first 2 foul shots of the season, and Martinsburg has a 70-34 lead, and they're right at their average, 71.6 a game. Nearing 2 minutes to play in this one. Carl out top to Gill. Around to our JV player on the right wing to Baker down in the corner. His 3 is off the mark, and the rebound is tapped out where Cyrilingasa controls it. His down-the-floor pass, though, is taken away. Into the front court, Jordan Carroll feeds off, intended for our number 22, but he couldn't handle it. It goes off his hand and out of bounds. 22 turnovers unofficially for Spring Mills in this one. 1:48 left. Timeouts. Going to be taken by Luke Samples.
And 1 more to use, why not?
Yep. He'll go ahead and burn that timeout. Let's see. It will be the full timeout. Wanted to make sure whether he was going to use it or just get in some substitutions. He wants to take a little time for some teaching. We're going to go ahead and keep it right here and say thank you to our sponsors, Miller Honda of Winchester, Mirius Group, and Ameriprise Financial, Parsons Ford, Smallwood Small Insurance, Berkeley County Health Department, Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Luttrell LC Real Estate Attorney, Mike Folk for Governor, W. Harley Miller Systems, Carpet World, and Bechtel Jewelers. Thanks as well to D&N Auto, and I think we already mentioned all of the others. Yes, we did. Say thank you to each of our broadcast sponsors, making it possible for us to bring you Martinsburg basketball, including Monday when we make the trip to Morgantown.
All right, Matt, they're playing the Macarena. Get up. Dance.
I don't know the Macarena.
Oh,
I'm
everybody
with
knows
the song,
Macarena.
But
Knock it off.
Wow.
Everybody knows the Macarena.
Wow.
At least the beginning aspect of it.
I would need someone to show me the moves. I mean, it's not like one of those dance moves that's in the back of my head. Martinsburg basketball. Jess Sutherland, top of the key, driving into the lane, banks it up a little too strong. Rebound tip, still loose, and eventually Quincy Ray grabs it. That was the rage for a while, I remember. Carl from the left wing, three-point jumper off the front of the rim. The long rebound tipped, controlled by Cyril Ngasa down the floor, trying to get it to Luke Fowler. But it's tipped and goes out of bounds into the Martinsburg students section. The Dogs will maintain possession. 1:15 left in this one. Fowler giving the inbounds from the right baseline. Lobs it off the fingertips of Thurston and taken away by Gill. Gill giving ahead to our number 22.
Going to come up with a name for him.
I usually go with the John Doe because that's the name that's given to someone when you don't know the name, but I've refrained from that until just now. Quincy Ray down the left side of the lane, used the right hand to float up the shot. Off the back of the rim, the rebound to Sutherland. Outlet to Kamari and Dow. Dow into the front court, slows it down to Fowler on the right side of the floor. To Ngaza in the left corner to Thurston. Left side three, rolls around the rim and out. And the foul on Kamari and Dow going after the rebound. Just the sixth, or maybe, is it the seventh? No, just the sixth Bulldog team foul. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, let's count it up again. Seventh Bulldog team foul. And again, I could not tell the name.
Come on, Chuck. Little clearer.
Almost sounded like a Schneider at the end. Free throw, no good, but he follows, gets the rebound. The putback did not go, and Martinsburg's Jess Sutherland grabs the rebound, and he gets fouled in the backcourt. And that foul goes on Malachi Baker, and with 34 seconds left, we have a foul out.
I told you one.
12 points for Malachi Baker, including a pair of three-pointers. Coach Sample's going to take the time to do a little coaching before making the substitution. And now re-entering the game is Jordan Carl. 70-34. Martinsburg 34 seconds away from win number 7 on the season, win number 4 in a row. Jess Sutherland 1 for 2 from the line this season. Free throw, no good, and we had a lane violation anyway. So the ball belongs to Spring Mills. Don't forget, after we wrap up here this evening, we'll bring you basketball Friday nights in West Virginia, find out what's going on around the Mountain State in boys and girls play. Skip pass from left to right across the floor goes to Barrick. His floater down the right baseline, short off the rim. Quincy Ray, the rebound, and the over-the-head shot put it up and in.
Acrobatic by Quincy Ray, who now has 3 points in the ball game.
Down to 8 seconds, 7 seconds. Sutherland holds at the top of the key. Defense comes to him. Oh, don't call it. They do.
Yes, there was contact there. No need to call that with 4 seconds left in the ball game.
You got to put Sutherland back at the line. Give him a chance to make a free throw. Come on. Where's your heart?
I just reiterated what you said.
No, I'm saying you got to put Sutherland. There was contact. Put Sutherland back at the line. You didn't hear my heart. You need to get together with Dorothy and find that yellow brick road. Free throw on the way. It's up and good. See, that's what it was all about. He missed a free throw moments ago. There was contact. Is a foul, or is it not? I'm with you. I'm with you. Just playing devil's advocate, as they call it. Second free throw up and good. Sutherland gets them both. 72-36 Martinsburg. Quincy Ray, deep three, right side as the horn sounds off the back of the rim, no good. And this one is in the books. Martinsburg will get the victory. Their 4th straight. They improved to 7-2 for Spring Mills. They've now dropped 6 in a row, falling to 3-7. A 2-minute timeout, and then we will come back and tell you how this one played out as we get into our post-game show brought to you by the Mirius Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors, John Everson and Phil McCoy. Again, the final, Martinsburg 72, Spring Mills 36.
Get the biggest savings of the year at the 2019 Big Finish event going on now at Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Martinsburg. How about an all-new Ram 1500 LTD over $10,000 off plus 0% APR? A 2019 Ram HD 3500 over $7,000 off. A 2020 Jeep Compass is only $21,266. The all-new Chrysler Voyager is $27,479 plus 0% APR. And a 2019 Chrysler 300 is only $24,815. Celebrate the 2019 Big Finish with the deepest discounts and lowest APR of the year. No money down, no payments for 90 days. Great selection, great people, and great deals at Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Route 9 at Kelly Island Road, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. Online at millerschryslerjeep.com. Stock numbers 20126, 20017, 19347, 20135, 19232. All payments based on approved credit, taxes, tags, and processing fees extra. See dealer for details.
Hi, this is Eric from Hagerstown Ford. I keep telling you that Hagerstown Ford has completely changed the car buying experience forever. And with a return policy easier than Walmart, Hagerstown Ford has a goal to deliver 350 cars and trucks per month. And when I say deliver, I mean deliver to you, where you are, just like Amazon does. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. The only way Hagerstown Ford can accomplish this extremely aggressive goal is to make the car buying process fast and easy. We simply refuse to play the dumb back and forth games that most dealerships want to play. There's absolutely no reason for you to waste your precious time at a car dealership. I assure you, there is no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. that can beat our price. There's no dealership that will allow you to return your new car if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely has the best price, and we'll bring the car to you. And if you don't want it, return it, period. No questions asked. There's no reason to buy anywhere else. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience and get your new ride delivered to you.
Contact dealer for details.
Well, we welcome you back into the Martinsburg Fieldhouse along with Matt Crawford. I'm Matt Miller. John Alderton running our TV10 camera. Eric Sterick is back at the studio. This one is in the books as Martinsburg gets the victory 72-36. Matt, it really wasn't close from the outset. After Spring Mills took a 1-0 lead, Martinsburg reeled off the next 14 points, opened up a 20-5 lead after one, extended that lead to 19 points, 33-14 at the half, and then really blew it out in quarter number 3, outscoring Spring Mills 24-5. It was a 38-point lead going into the fourth quarter. Spring Mills finally gets the better of Martinsburg in the final 8 minutes, 17-15, and they cut the final deficit to 36 as Martinsburg wins it 72-36.
Yeah, after it took the first 3 minutes, I'd say 2 to 3 minutes of game time for the Bulldog offense to get going, I thought for the starters and the first two that usually come off the bench, this was the most solid they had played from start to finish yet this year, at least the most consistent they had played offensively and defensively. Because even you think about that Stafford game where they scored 107, still gave up quite a few points in that game. So I think this was the most consistent start to finish for the starters and the key contributors on offense and on defense that I've seen yet this year.
And as a result, Martinsburg gets the lopsided victory and improves to 7-2. They are off tomorrow. They will play in Morgantown on Monday, and we'll have more on both of those developing stories, if you will, coming up a little bit later on in our postgame. The postgame brought to you by the Mirius Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors, John Everson and Phil McCoy. Call Ameriprise Financial Services at 304-263-4343 or stop by 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. A 60-second break, and then we'll come back and look at some of the numbers from this one. Again, your final, Martinsburg 72, Spring Mills 36.
It's one of the toughest times you'll ever face when someone close to you passes away. It's a swirl of papers to sign and arrangements to be made, all while you're dealing with grief. At Brown Funeral Home, we encourage you to pre-plan. Pre-planning not only makes things easier for you, it protects you from rising costs. At Brown Funeral Home, our families are precious to us, and so are yours. Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown, Ranson.
Carpet World is more than just carpet. Carpet World specializes in a complete selection of hardwood floors by respected names like Armstrong, Bruce, Shaw, and Mohawk, and tile by Dowell Tile, American Oleum, and Mannington for all rooms in your home. And Carpet World can update your bathroom shower with very attractive ceramic tile walls and floor. Financing with up to 12 months deferred interest is available, along with experienced quality installation at Carpet World, 2330 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. CarpetWorldofMartinsburg.com.
Back again here at the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. Time for us to take a look at some of the numbers from this one with our individual totals. Here's Matt.
Starting with the Martinsburg Bulldogs, individual numbers look like this. 2 points for Kamari and Dow. Trey Sager had 8 of that in the third quarter, all of it coming in the second half. 9 for Doran Smith, 14 for Telrin Villa, 12 of that coming in the first half. 5 for Garrett Stobbs. He hit that 3 that he's good for. Again, 1 or 2 of those each game. 16 for Teddy Marshall, 11 in the first half, 5 in the second half. Did not play in the fourth quarter. Again, that was for the lead, not any other reason. 4 points for Anthony Smith, 4 points for Jess Sutherland, 2 for Jarvis Thurston, and 6 for Luke Fowler, who knocked down a couple of threes. For Spring Mills, their individual numbers look like this. 4 for Logan Clements, all 4 of those coming from the charity stripe, along with 4 for Terrell Moses. 11 for Jordan Carroll, 12 for Malachi Baker, 10 of that coming in the second half. 2 points for David Bitterai and 3 for Quincy Ray, although Quincy Ray flying all over the place, making a lot of things happen that are not going to show up on the stat sheet.
Team totals. I've got Martinsburg knocking down 6 threes. Spring Mills ended the game with 4 3-pointers. Free throw shooting, the Dogs 18 of 28. That's 64%. Spring Mills 10 of 18. The Cardinals 56%. How about 38 fouls between the two teams combined? 18 for the Dogs, 20 for Spring Mills. Rebounding edge goes to Martinsburg. Unofficial numbers again, 36-21, and turnovers 22 for Spring Mills, while Martinsburg turned it over 14 times. That is a look at some of the post-game stats. We will take one final 1-minute timeout, and when we return, we'll wrap up the Mirius Group and Ameriprise Financial post-game show as we name our player of the game and set you up for our next broadcast. Again, the final from the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. It's the Bulldogs over Spring Mills, 72-36.
Remember that last trip to the auto mechanic?
I also think your solenoid gasket is bad.
What?
Yep, that'll be another $500.
Forget that and go to D&N Auto Specialist at 230 Tavern Road, Martinsburg, where honesty is their best policy. Serving the Eastern Panhandle since 1974, D&N Auto is family-owned and operated, specializing in exhaust alignments and tires. From general maintenance to major overhauls, they'll treat you right. Call D&N Auto Specialist at 304-267-4078. Who should you call when it comes to your real estate legal needs?
This is Chris Luttrell, local real estate attorney with offices in Martinsburg and Charlestown. Let's be direct. Buying or selling your home is a matter not to be taken lightly. At my firm, Luttrell LC, we possess the experience and knowledge to represent you and ensure your most important investment is protected. Give us a call at 304-267-3050, 304-267-3050, because at Luttrell LC, your home is our business.
All right, back one final time here on this Friday evening at the Martinsburg Fieldhouse, and time for us to name a player of the game.
That's tough. It seems like each game this year you've had a star player in a half, whether it was the first half or the second half, and that's tough. Trey Sager's up there for me today. Finished with 10 points, had a strong second half, and I thought really played well defensively, and I talked about it a lot in that second half, but it wasn't just him knocking down open shots. It was him moving a lot and a lot of cuts towards the basket and finishing at the basket. So I think I'm going with my vote for Trey Sager, but Teddy Marshall also had a very good game, knocked down a couple of threes in this one in the first half. Telrin Villa, a couple of thunderous jams in this one. So I think it could go to either of those three, but I think my vote is for Trey Sager today.
There you go. I'll stick with it. Trey Sager is our player of the game. All right, let's set up what comes next for both of these teams. And as I say that, silly me, just a moment ago, I took my Spring Mill schedule and stuck it back into a folder. So
what'd you do that for?
I don't know. thinking about cleaning up, I believe. There it is.
Friday night, and you want to get out of here? Is that what you're telling me?
Tuesday, it will be a matchup at Jefferson. Then next Wednesday at South Hagerstown. And next Friday at Musselman. So the midst of a road trip, if you will, for Spring Mills after suffering a loss against Fort Hill. Let's see, back on Tuesday. They're on the road here at Martinsburg tonight, and now 3 more on the road next week. So for a team that is, young and going through some growing pains, it gets even tougher when you got to do it on the road that much.
And they're going to be facing a Jefferson team that's coming off of a win. They overcame a 3-point halftime deficit to beat South Hagerstown 65-61. One other score to talk about. We last had a halftime update. Don't have a final in this one, but it was Hedgesville with a 5-point lead over Musselman at the half, but that was an hour ago, so that one probably, if not final already, pretty darn close.
All right, and let's see, up next for the Martinsburg Bulldogs. They were scheduled to be at Brook Point down in Fredericksburg, Virginia tomorrow. That is not happening because of the inclement weather, the wintry mix that is expected to move through the area tomorrow. The game has been postponed. Coach Rogers telling us he would like to reschedule. We'll wait and see when that will happen. Meanwhile, Martinsburg prepares for the Morgantown Mohegans on Monday. That'll be a triple header. Freshmen going to play right around 12. JV will follow 1 to 1:30. Varsity, they say about 3:15, could be 3:30. We'll get on the air with our regular pregame about 20 minutes ahead of time, and then that will lead into Mountaineer basketball with Texas in town to face the West Virginia Mountaineers. And while you listen to that one on the radio, we're going to head to the Coliseum and watch it. Going to be fun. Oh, downward horns.
Horns down.
Oh, I think that's part of the rivalry, thanks to Will Greer
Yes.
and the Mountaineers and the downward horns.
And that was more of a
symbol.
David Sills thing, wasn't it?
Oh, that's true. But
Sills
Greer,
was the
Greer did it
horn
as
down.
well. And so, all right, well, let's remind you the Mountaineers are at Kansas State tomorrow. The pregame at 1 and the tip at 2. Catch the play-by-play action right here. We'll also have Louisville at Duke tomorrow evening at 6 with the pregame at 5:45. Sunday, it's the AFC and NFC championship games in the NFL playoffs. Coverage will begin at 2. And then, as we mentioned, Martinsburg at Morgantown and Texas at WVU coming away on Monday, the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday. We did have a pair of games here this evening. Matt, a reminder, the Martinsburg girls got the win over Spring Mills 49-39. You mentioned Jefferson. It was Jefferson getting the win over
South Hagerstown 65-61.
That was girls basketball. That was the boys' game.
I'm sorry, that was the boys' game.
I was going to say, I thought
you're making me go back now and find that girls' score. All right, here we go. Hold on.
I could have swore earlier you told me that Jefferson got the win.
Of course, now I can't. There we go. Jefferson beating South Hagerstown 63-23 in girls' basketball between Musselman and Hedgesville. The Applemen get the win 55-41.
And still efforting a final in the boys' matchup between Musselman and Hedgesville. And for that, stick around. Coming up next, it's Basketball Friday nights in West Virginia. Well, that's going to wrap it up for us. Thanks to all of our sponsors supporting our coverage of high school basketball. Thank you for joining us at each of our broadcast entities. Thanks goes out to Acting Athletic Director Brian Sine, Principal Trent Sherman, all the staff and the folks here at the Martinsburg Fieldhouse for their help and hospitality with our broadcast coverage. We do want to say thanks to Eric Sterick, our engineer and producer at the studio. For John Alderton, our TV10 cameraman, and for Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller reminding you once again tonight's finals in girls action. Martinsburg gets the win over Spring Mills 49-39. In the boys action, Martinsburg wins it 72-36. Until Monday, be safe out there and so long, everyone.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School Basketball featuring the Martinsburg Bulldogs. Today's game has been brought to you by
Miller Honda of Winchester, the Marius Group at Ameriprise Financial, Parsons Ford, Smallwood Small Insurance, Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, the Berkeley County Health Department, Luttrell LC Real Estate Attorney, Mike Folk for Governor, W. Harley Miller Systems, Carpet World, Bechtel Jewelers, Hagerstown Ford, the Brown Funeral Homes, WVU Medicine, and Panhandle Dumpsters.
For the continued excitement of high school, college, and NBA basketball, keep it tuned to Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. All rights reserved.